Welcome back, all. Welcome back, York Ebor Festival 2025. 4 days of incredible action on the Knavesmire in York, North Yorkshire. What a week this is going to be. Let me know what your best bets are. Let me know what you're backing this week. Always great to see contributions and discussion on racing, and I wish everybody great success this week. So on to the selections for the week. Let's take a look. Just a very quick intro just to say Goodwood and Galway results are available in a separate video. If you haven't seen that video, I hope you found it interesting. In the video we discuss our results for our 10 picks, 5 from Goodwood, 5 from Galway. We say which was better, and we go into the details of that in a separate video. Trying to do these things for all our selections going forward, being as honest and as open as possible. No guarantees in horse racing ever, but like to be honest and have a good look at our results. So in terms of York then, this week I'm putting all these selections into one video because I'm going to be pretty busy this week. I'm actually going to be at the York Ebor Festival on Wednesday as well, so it can be quite difficult to get these daily videos out, so hence we're putting them all in one video. That does mean that some of the prices may fluctuate. There is some potential for non-runners, although we'll try our best to avoid that where possible. But having said all of that, still going to put together a fair few selections for the week. We're going to have picks for each day, Group 1s on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Then we'll round off with a big Ebor handicap on Saturday. Well, I already mentioned in a previous video my anti-post best, but we'll touch upon the Ebor handicap in a bit more detail shortly. Right, with no further ado, let's get on with the selections, and let's start with, of course, Wednesday, and we're going to start with a big one on Wednesday, and the big one of the week in a lot of people's eyes. It's the Judd Monty International with over $1 million. I believe it's 1.25 million in the prize pool for this race. It is a huge race, and let's take a look right now at the runners. Flash up the odds for the Judd Monty, and let's quickly talk through these 6 runners that have been declared for this huge race. As I said, 1.25 million prize pool. Really, really impressive, and we've got some fascinating runners here. Ombudsman is at the top of the market, but is so tight. Ombudsman available 13 to 8 currently at the time of recording. Delacroix 7 to 4. That could well flip around. We will see between those two. Both fascinating runners. Delacroix got the better of Ombudsman last time out. An absolute thriller at Sandown for the Eclipse. Really, really was quite something, that race. And that was back at the start of July. Well, the rivalry is renewed for this race. Can Ombudsman overturn that form? We will see. It is really, really interesting and really, really tight between those two right now. I'm favouring Ombudsman, but that last race got a bit messy. Delacroix didn't have a clean run at all, but yet still got there. But Ombudsman didn't look too fluent for me, but yet still obviously ran out and almost won the race. So very, very interesting. I thought Ombudsman was much better the previous time out at Ascot at the Royal Meeting in the summer in the Princess of Wales Stakes. He was mightily impressive in that race and won very, very comfortably in the end. Again, didn't have the best of pathways actually, particularly in that race, but yet still managed to win that race by 2 lengths. So very interesting. They didn't look quite as fluent last time out at the Eclipse, just getting caught by Delacroix. That's why Ombudsman, I think, is the right favourite, but it is close. Then we got Dan and Decile, the Japanese horse, who is an interesting runner. Could definitely find himself up there or thereabouts. You never quite know how these horses are going to travel across, but he did win his last start out in Maiden, and I thought he looked really nice in that performance. Ran beautifully actually. So yeah, really interesting runner from Japan with a very nice couple of starts and a couple of wins so far this year. Group 2 at the start of the year. That was in Japan, and then following up in Maidan in a Group 1 with a really nice performance. Just very steady away, just kind of got the job done and looked pretty good throughout. So very interesting, but as I say, difficult to know on speed figures. Then we got Dari, or Daries, depending on how you want to pronounce it, over from France. Not too convinced that Dari does the job here. We will see. Okay, speed figures does look pretty nice. I'm just not overtly convinced, but certainly never one to write off. You cannot write off anything, any of these horses, to be quite honest, in this race. It is so interestingly poised this year, but yeah, not one for me. See the Fire? Well, she has got a brilliant York record and quite a spectacular performance last time out at the Dante meeting in the Middleton Filly Stakes. I mean, she won that by 12 lengths, absolutely hosed up. I mean, if she can improve from that, then she has a chance of potentially outrunning those odds. I just don't quite think she'll be quite up to it in terms of speed figures and against the field here, but not one to be discounted given how good she is at York. Just not a bet I will be placing on See the Fire, but I'd like to see her go well. And then Burcastle 100 to 1. Well, yeah, obviously very unlikely, but we can never ever rule out these big price winners. We've seen some big price winners of this race. Last time we saw a big one was just 10 years ago. Arabian Queen 50 to 1, overturning Golden Horn. Silvestre de Souza with the shock that day. So we do see these type of things. It does happen at this race, but for me, Ombudsman 13 to 8. It's a skinny price, but I will be getting aboard Ombudsman. I'd like him to drift a bit more if possible, but we'll see. But for me, I think Ombudsman is rightly so at the top of the market, and I do still feel if he can drift a little bit, there will be some value there. So that will determine my bet sizing as to what price he is on the day. I'm not having an anti-burst bet on. I haven't had an anti-burst bet on Ombudsman. I won't be placing anything probably until the morning of Wednesday. I'll see how the market goes, but Ombudsman will be my selection for the Jubbonti. But as we've talked about there, it is a fascinating race, this, and really, really interesting to see how it goes. It could be an absolute thriller, this. It really could. It's got the potential to be, even though we only have 6 runners in it. Best of luck. Let me know what you're getting on in the Jubbonti International. Fascinating race. Let's move on to Thursday then, Yorkshire Oaks. On Thursday, it is the Yorkshire Oaks. Yorkshire Oaks, Thursday, 3:35, 6 runners entered at the time of recording. That could reduce. There are a couple of question marks over Estrange and World involvement. We will see if either of those line up on Thursday. But right now, people are talking about Mini Hawk. She's 3 to 1 on, or in that region at the time of recording. Shorter in some places, and I think you can potentially get 4 to 9 on the exchanges right now, but it's extreme. She is extremely short. Obviously, won the Irish Oaks, she won the English Oaks, and she won the Cheshire Oaks as well. She's going for the Yorkshire Oaks. It'll be a quad if she can continue her amazing form. Mini Hawk in the Yorkshire Oaks. So let's talk about a couple of others. And Strange, well, she may or may not run. We're not entirely sure if she will definitely line up. I think she's an interesting filly if she does go. Very eye-catching performance last time out at Haydock Park. That was at the start of July in the Lancashire Oaks. Group 2, she won that race by a neck, but she stayed on really nicely towards the end, and she looked to be always doing enough. She was odds on that day, so you can understand why she is pretty short in the betting. But for me, if Whirl is running, I would much rather go for an each way bet on Whirl, albeit 10 to 1 is currently available. Will 10 to 1 be available after declarations, and if Whirl is declared? Possibly not. Possibly not. Well, great run last time out at Goodwood. A lovely win on heavy ground there in the Nassau Stakes. Before that, she won over at the Curragh in the Pretty Polly Stakes. Group 1 over there. We obviously remember her losing out to Mini Hawk by a neck at Epsom at the Oaks there. So very, very capable filly is Whirl. Very, very capable of outrunning a big, what is currently a big price, but the question marks over Whirl. She will definitely get declared. That is the kind of big decision point, but if she does, I will certainly be getting on board. So if Whirl isn't declared, then an alternative I like is Killing Queen. She rebounded really nicely last time out over in France at Paris Longchamp, winning a Group 2 out there. Looking pretty good with Kieran Schumacher on board out there. Before that, obviously struggled in the Oaks, only finishing 8th of 9, just couldn't get into the race that was won by Mini Hawk. Before that, really nice win at Newbury. So a horse very, very capable on her day. And yeah, I do feel that the next best after Whirl as an each way bet will be Killing Queen. That's ignoring, I guess, Mini Hawk as such an each way, such a very skinny price that Mini Hawk is. So yeah, Killing Queen I do like as an each way bet if Whirl isn't declared. Or potentially even a bet to finish in the top 3. You can usually find that on most bookmakers. Certainly find it on the exchanges. So I do fancy Killing Queen to certainly get into the top 3. We should mention Garden of Eden, not without a chance. Certainly without a chance, just not one for me. But she's certainly got signs of some really strong ability in what I've seen so far. I just don't think she's going to be troubling any of the horses in this race, but we will see. And then Bedtime Story. Yeah, I mean, she could turn up. It's a big price if she could. Currently around 20 to 1, I think, is available best price. So yeah, if you fancy a big each way punt on Bedtime Story, I wouldn't rule her out, but it's not a bet I will be placing. So that is the Yorkshire Oaks on Thursday. Let's have a look at the Nunthorpe on Friday. Nunthorpe at York on Friday, 3:35. The feature on Friday, fast and furious. This one over the 5 furlongs. Lady in Man tops the betting, 7-2. Very interesting one. A really nice win for her last time out. Arizona Blaze interesting at 9-2. Asphora will be popular at 11-2. There's one I really like the look of, but before that's when I mentioned JM Jungle, winner last time out at Goodwood. Really, really nice performance, picking off the Group 2 in the King George Guitar Stakes there. I thought he was magnificent. 14 to 1 he was that day. He was backed in from a much bigger price. I think it was around 25 to 1 when the market opened. So really, really popular winner there at Goodwood. And this was a horse that's got a really nice record at York. He's had quite a few starts there this year. He's actually run at York 4 times this year. 2nd of 17 back in May. 3rd of 13 at the end of May as well. 2nd of 7 in June, and then 3rd of 8 back in last month in July. So we know he likes it at York. He also won last year at the Ebor Festival. That was in the Symphony Group handicap. That was over the that was over the 5 furlongs as well. Just over 5 furlongs, 5 and 89 yards. So kind of in between the two shortest distances, but won well that day. So we know this horse very, very capable of winning big races. I'm very, very capable at this race course. So it's at 12 to 1. I think it's an okay each way bet that. Certainly one I will be placing. But the one I really like the look of here is Spicy Marg. So I'll be playing twice on the Nunthorpe. Spicy Marg and JM Jungle, the aforementioned JM Jungle. Now Spicy Marg, really was impressed with her last time out. Thought she was brilliant. Performance by Spicy Marg last time out. Thought she was magnificent, winning the Fillies Condition Stakes there. Class 2, that one. Can she step it up? Well, at that type of price, who knows? She just looks like a really interesting filly with bags of potential to improve, and she was so fast at Goodwood. If she can repeat that pace at York and that finish, that turn of foot that she showed. I think she is a very interesting player at 12-1. So there's the 2 picks for the Nunthorpe. And our final selection comes for Saturday at York for the Ebor handicap. Finally, to finish off the Ebor handicap, famous race this one, and a very interesting one this year with Hip Hop de Law, 3-1 favourite, very skinny Ethical Diamond, French Master 8-1, as is London City. But we're going for one we've mentioned on the previous videos, an anti-post bet. This is my only anti-post bet for the week at York, and it is Shadow Dance. Currently available around 14-1. I got him slightly bigger in the anti-post market at 16-1. So there's been a bit of money around for him. I think he's set up perfectly for this race. Everything about him looks to have led to this race, and a lot of positive signs from the connections of the horse. He's a grey gelding trained by Roger Varian. You'll be able to spot him pretty easy. He's a very light grey. Last time out was his reappearance after a little time off the track was at Goodwood. Struggled to find a pathway through in the Chesterfield Cup there. Ended up finishing 9th, but didn't run too badly from what I could see in that race. So I think he may have just needed that little run. Didn't get the clearest of passages. So this will be right up his street, I am sure. Last time, before that last season, a really nice run at Doncaster in the Mallard Handicap there, finishing 3rd. Really good performance that day. Although some would have expected him maybe to do slightly better, but I thought he ran pretty well. It was a pretty close race. And then last year at York, at this meeting in the Sky Bet Handicap, the Heritage Handicap Class 2, he won the race, and he won it really nicely. Stayed on beautifully towards the end to win at odds of 6-1 from Liebert Power. So we know he's very well capable of winning races at York. I think all roads have led to this meeting, and I think he's set up perfectly for the race. So really do like Shadow Dance. Obviously nothing's a guarantee in horse racing, but he's the only anti-post bet I have had at the meeting. So let's hope he goes well. So that is the 4 races we've covered, one from each of the days, essentially the headline race from each of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hope you have a great time if you're going to the meeting this year. Fabulous place to go and watch horse racing, it really is. And if you're just watching from home, have a great time. Hope you find some winners. Going to be some excellent horses on show this week. It really is. Very much looking forward to the action. Wish you all the best, and we'll recap with some kind of results orientated video at some point again soon. But for now, take care and speak again very soon.